is there never a towel in here? Today on Brains Behind the Beauty, we're skin deep into skincare chemistry with Janelle Marie. But first I gotta find a towel. First, I cleanse my face using a oil-based cleanser because we have to remember the rule like dissolves like. So makeup, sunscreen, and excess oil on our skin is obviously non-polar molecules, so we will have to use non-polar cleansers to help fully remove those off our skin after a long day. So the next thing I'm going to use to cleanse my face is a water-based cleanser, as this can remove polar substances such as sweat and dirt and other impurities on the skin. Before I go wash my face with the water-based cleanser, I just want to mention that this contains ceramides. Ceramides are naturally occurring lipids that make 50% of your epidermis, hence why skin products choose to use it, because over time your body tends to lose it. Yes, it contains salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is a very common beta-hydroxy acid. Some of its benefits include reducing redness and inflammation, reducing sebum secretion. It also penetrates the skin to clean clogged pores. Soaps, detergents, and of course facial cleansers contain surfactants, such as sodium lauryl sarcosinate. But what are surfactants? Surfactants are substances that help break surface tension and hydrogen bonds in water. This is because they have a hydrophilic, water-loving head and a hydrophobic, water-hating tail. This allows polar and non-polar molecules to mix, hence why soaps, such as these, can remove grease, dirt, and oil. Now that my face is clean using oil and water-based cleansers, we can now go into chemical exfoliation. There are two ways to exfoliate your skin. One, chemical, and two, physical. So a lot of people like to use scrubs in addition to their cleansers. Scrubs contain microbeads, which are essentially small beads of polymer. And once you wash your face, where do these plastics go? Well, they go into our water systems. They go into our lakes and rivers and disrupt marine wildlife and ecosystems. Now, of course, there are other more eco-friendly alternatives to polymer scrubs such as these, which include sugar scrubs. So I don't do this every day. I only do chemical exfoliation kind of every 2 to 3 days, or just depending on how my skin feels. If it needs a little extra boost, I use a 10% weight per volume lactic acid formula, and in here we get 30 milliliters. If we calculate that 10%, there is 3 grams of lactic acid in here. If we divide that by the molar mass of lactic acid and we divide it by the amount of liters of solution that we get a 1 moles per liter. Warning, this formula of lactic acid is a weak concentrated solution. And even though lactic acid is considered a weak acid with a pH of only 3.8, it is important to note that a higher percentage composition does not equal a higher efficiency of your cosmetic product. So this 10% lactic acid formula should not be used on a daily basis, but sparingly. I want to mention that lactic acid is a great example of an AHA. According to my extensive research, AHAs, also known as alpha hydroxy acids, are acids that are water soluble and work upon the top layer of your skin. They work by removing dead skin cells upon the top layer. They help with fine lines and wrinkles, and they also are great chemical exfoliants. BHAs, however, also known as beta-hydroxy acids, are oil-soluble acids that can penetrate the skin on a deeper level. They help to unclog pores and deal with blackheads. But with any chemical that you use on your face, it is important to note that these will increase your skin sensitivity to UV light, hence why it is very important to wear sunscreen. So a lot of people may be worried about pH in skin, but you want to note that actually skin is naturally acidic with an average pH of about 4.7. So using acids like these within the range of your skin's acidity won't throw off the pH balance on your face. Another ingredient in this formula is sodium hydroxide, which some of you may know as a base. And so when we react lactic acid with sodium hydroxide, we are left with a neutralization balanced chemical equation. So before I go into the next part of my skincare routine, I like to dampen my skin, reacting the lactic acid with some water, which forms this chemical equation. Next, I treat my skin with some serums, which is my favorite part of my routine. I don't know why. So the product I use has 2% weight per volume hyaluronic acid. If we calculate that with the amount of solution that we get 1.2 grams of hyaluronic acid. Divide that by the molar mass of the acid and by the amount of solution. You'll get a molarity of about 0.05 moles per liter. So how we apply this on my face, we want to make sure that my skin is damp, which we did in the previous section. And I just put 1, 2, sorry, I can't see without my glasses. The hyaluronic acid formula I use also contains vitamin B5, also known as pantothenic acid. Now we can get vitamin B5 by eating foods such as multigrain cereals. But using a topical vitamin B5 can help promote blemish reduction as well as help heal wounds. Even though hyaluronic acid has the word acid in it, it is technically more of a humectant and helps to lock in moisture upon the skin, leaving skin plump and hydrated. So one of my favorite products to use, niacinamide formula. This product has 10% weight per volume niacinamide and 1% of zinc PCA. And if we calculate the percentage, get 6 grams of niacinamide and 0.6 grams of zinc PCA. And same as before, we can divide that by the molar mass of each component and then divide it by 0.06 liters to get our molarity. Now that we have our calculations out of the way, we're going to apply niacinamide on the face. When dissolving molecular compounds such as niacinamide or sugar in water, it is important to note that there is no dissociation or formation of ions. Instead, the dissolving process is based on dipole-dipole or hydrogen bond attractions. The benefits of niacinamide is basically it helps calm down the face, it gets rid of blemishes over time and helps reduce inflammation. So that is all for my serums to treat my skin. One of the most important steps in skincare is obviously moisturizer, though it's overlooked all the time. You don't want to be drying out the skin. That's not how you treat the skin. After washing it, after putting acids and serums, you want to rehydrate it and restore that natural moisture barrier. So there are 3 types of moisturizers. There are 1, humectants, which we have talked about before with our hyaluronic acid. And the next 2 we have emollients and occlusives, which basically emollients fills cracks in dry skins, whereas occlusives help to make up some sort of film and barrier that prevents water loss. Many moisturizers usually contain all 3 types, humectants, emollients, and occlusives. And an example of a humectant in here is glycerin. Contained in moisturizers are also emulsifiers, which are basically substances that help water and oil to mix. One example of this is stearic acid, and here's some information about that if you want to know. So the rule I follow with moisturizer is you don't want to butt load your face with it. You kind of want to not put a lot, but put enough. The sweet, sweet smell of chemistry. There are a lot of mixed opinions about fragrance use in skincare products. Some people hate it, some people love it, and the general public don't really care. Now for me, my moisturizer has no artificial fragrance, and some products are even fragrance-free. But does it really matter? Now, the answer to that is really all up to you. Sometimes fragrance can cause skin irritation to people with eczema, acne, or even cause allergies. Fragrance in your products are simply something to reconsider. Like, what is the company's intent? Are they trying to help you smell good? Or are they trying to cover up the smell of harmful chemicals that you are choosing to put on your face? Who knows? By keeping the face hydrated, you ensure that your skin can not only look fresh and have more of a better and brighter complexion, but you can also just kind of feel it in your skin. It just feels nicer than dry, tight skin. So now that I can finally see it with my glasses on, I want to say a couple things about skincare is that it's not a one-size-fits-all. Every person's routine is going to be different. It doesn't have to be as complicated as mine, but I want this video to kind of be an eye-opener to just just consider that these products that we use are chemicals, and we have to be cautious on which ones we choose, which one we use, and also the environmental impact. You know, there are some companies that have packaging that are more environmentally friendly. Also consider not using products with microbeads, as those are tiny plastics that end up in our lakes and rivers. Essentially, you do not want to overwhelm your face with product. That's not how you want to treat any part of your body, especially one of your largest organs. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learn some things about going skin deep into the chemistry of skincare. Thanks again to Brains Behind Beauty for having me here today. And of course, as always, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. You're beautiful. Bye!